Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 5, Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. Stormy, this is going to be a real quick review, and I mean real quick. Real quick. Anyway, Stormy, she's having a team meeting. They need to tighten up on their organization. Stormy is the warehouse full of product. They need to go out. They are backlogged. All of that. And so they have to get their work ethic up. Like, we have to strategize. We got to figure out how we're gonna move this product and get more, productivity out of her employees. And so Stormy gets emotional. They get feedback from the team. Somebody say we need more labels, and Courtney chimes in like, well, I mean, when the labels are running low, I'm gonna need y'all to let me know a little bit sooner than when you're out. Let me know when you're on your last row or something. Let me know ahead of time. Her cousin say that we need more hands, but we need to see more productivity before we let somebody else, come into the fold. But seems like the meeting went well. Mel, she's also meeting with her team, and we see that Melody is booked and busy. I mean, we go around and around. You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. We got this, we got that. Melody's like, oh my goodness, a movie? Oh wow, girl, you knew all of this. You knew all of this, but you had to come to the screen with it, I guess. Anyway. She talks with her manager afterwards. Her manager's just checking in with her. How are you and the kids? She says that they're adjusting, of course, to post-divorce. Mel got to protect her peace as usual. Moving the fuck on. I'm so sick of that song and dance. I just don't know what to do with myself. Girl, we get it. We get it. Tisha and Marceau, they are hosting Slutty Vegan. They have their food truck outside of Black. They want to sit down with the director of sales to see about partnering and getting a brick and mortar out there in Huntsville. And the lady is like, you know what? There is a need, Part of us doing these type of tours is to, check out the real estate market in the area and, check out potential areas for, standalone buildings. And so that could be an option. So they're gonna be in touch. When the lady walks off, Kimmy and Maurice, they have come by and they sit down and talk. They talk about the meeting. Kimmy's still confused. Listen, are we working for y'all? Is this your thing? And we just coming to show up to do what we need to do? Like, what is it? How much help? How much involved do we need to be? Because, like Melody said, when we start talking about people's time, you're gonna have to come up with some funds for that, with a budget for taking up people's time. Marceau and Tisha, they think that they sound like Mel and Martell right now. Marceau flat out says that they were using them. Yeah, we using y'all. But Kimmy breaks it down. If you ask for people's time, they're gonna want to be compensated. That's just what it is. And y'all aren't very clear about what you want to see happen, any of that. Tisha just continues to say that it's, right now we were just throwing out the idea to get you guys' feedback. So what do you want from us? They want them to do just as much work as them and not get paid for it. Tisha is concerned with, everybody coming together. She's concerned with the Holts bringing their personal vendettas towards one another to the rest of the group and to to their business. And then, she asks Maurice and Kimmy about how they feel about helping them plan the business expo. And, like I said, Kimmy, y'all gonna have to listen. Kimmy want a contract. Kimmy want a contract with everything lined out. Listen, what do you want? Write it out. What is exactly what you gonna have me doing? Okay? And exactly what fee you plan on giving. Because if you are gonna have your friends be this much apart, and it just be y'all face on the thing. No, you better pay them people for their even if it's just their a speaking engagement form, whatever. Y'all should have came up with a budget for that, or flat out say, this is a community service project for us all. I don't know, but don't be trying to line your pockets, girl. Anyway, they're standing on the fact that they're not paying anyone. Martell is training Marceau. He gonna get Marceau in shape in lieu of Marceau helping him pass the builder's license exam. They talk about the meeting. Both of them feel like, it's a good idea. Martell hopes that everybody can get along. He doesn't think that it shouldn't be that big of an issue for everybody to remain professional. Martell says he noticed Tisha and Mel getting along. How long they've been friends again. What brought this on? Marceau says, I think they just chose to move on. Mel is having a birthday party, and so Martell says that he's been in contact with Mariah. He's been texting Mariah, and Mariah's been saying she wants him there, and that Mel said he could come. He didn't say he checked back with her, though. He left it at that, but and we're gonna leave it at that. We'll come back to that. Martell feels like she's just out here trying to make him look bad. He's the victim, okay? That boy, that man delusional. Anyway, Stormy and Courtney, they gotta meet with their cousin about his work performance. We do the roundabout. Courtney's gonna sit in on the meeting. Stormy feels like the energy is off between she and her cousin. They grew up like brother and sister, and like since him coming on as an employee, it's been a little different. Courtney feels like he might just be tired of working for his cousin. That just might be what it is. But they share with him, where he's lacking, and he makes excuses, but they doing it too. But so-and-so doing it too. And she's like, but I expect more from you. He felt like Courtney would ride him a little bit harder. Courtney agreed, I do, because you family. So, of course, I'm going to ride you harder. He say, but your brother work here too. You don't ride him like that. He say, but my brother always on time. And my brother don't be on his phone on the job. And if that's what you up in there doing, then sir, the conversation needed to be had. But they go on and let him go. They gotta let him go. She made sure she good with her cousin. They hug it out. Mariah and Malia's birthday party. It's a skate party. Martell comes in there. Mel sees him. Hey Martell, can I talk to you for a minute? So they go outside. But we're not doing the cameras. Girl, but we can still hear you, so whatever. They standing in the vestibule. She mad, she say, this is a party for my daughter. I planned a party for my daughter. You go plan a party for yours. I said, is it two separate kids? Like what? Now see, I'm not even finna do the back and forth with this conversation. We just gonna talk about it right quick. Martell had no yes or no from Melody as to it, whether or not he could be there or not. He didn't check back with her to see whether or not he could come. And that's his first mistake. Showing up without checking to see if he could be there. Problem number 2. Mel, we're going to throw this on you. When you saw Martell at the party, when you saw him walking around, would it have been too much to wait until the party's over to have this conversation? Because the kids saw him. They were happy to see him. And to see him and then look around, look up, and your daddy not be there is more alarming and disappointing than him not being there at all. So I think you could have done something different. I think that you could have allowed him to stay. Only because this is the child's birthday party. Now, if it's like your weekend and he show up to the movies and y'all at the movies, that's different. He need to take his ass home. But y'all's daughter's birthday party. Like, I wouldn't have threw him out of there. I would have been pissed that you showed up without telling me you was gonna be there and all of that, because we know Martell. But she's so hell-bent on him never having control over her decisions, her choices, anything ever again in life, that she forgot that this was the kids' party, and created a scene when she didn't have to create a scene. She didn't have to. They are both wrong. They are both wrong. Martell is very narcissistic, and so he like the audacity to just show up. You know damn well it's not your turn. And she explained it, odd years are for the mothers to celebrate the birthdays, and even years are for the dads. And so she's saying, with her, Mel adheres to the custody agreement to a T. And so she has no qualms with celebrating Christmas maybe the following week, because on Christmas Martell is with the kids. Martell's mindset is, when it comes to those milestones, birthdays, whatever, on the day I want to be up in there with my baby. And you lost that privilege when you cheated on your spouse and y'all got divorced. That's when all of that shit shifted. And so you have to change. Just like Mel has to sacrifice and make changes. You do as well. You can't just show up to the birthday party. Now, do I understand your grievance and your disdain for Melody stopping you at the door? Yeah. Cause in that, to me, y'all both look bad. I'm not saying she right and he wrong, or he right and she wrong. They are both wrong with this situation, with this whole custody situation. Both of them can do things differently in a lot of ways. There are a lot of times where she's, her bitterness rears its head, and vice versa. They got to get that shit under wraps. They need some therapy as a family. Seriously, they really do. And not pretend therapy on TV. They need to really do the work. They do. Because the co-parenting ain't working out. It's not. Martell, why would you just show up? Why would you just show up? You know that lady was going to turn you around at the door. And that's exactly what she did. She turned him around at the door. He in there yelling at I don't know if he was yelling at Van or cousin or what, but he in there yelling because I'm sure that they was getting loud in the vestibule, disturbing the party. But Mel, girl, both of you, again, they know how to push each other's buttons. They know what their triggers are, and they do it. They do it. Martell knows that's gonna trigger Mel if he just show up, so he did it. Mel knows it's gonna trigger Martell if she turns him away at the door, so she did it. Nobody's gonna bend on either side, and they need to cut the bullshit, both of them, cause I'm tired of going through this with their asses. Anyway, Mel goes back and joins her party, pretends like nothing even happened, and she joins Kiki and Tisha over at the table. She talks to them. She's like, oh, I feel like y'all had to come to Jesus. That's nice. Because Kiki was surprised to see Tisha at the party. Everybody is trying a new thing. Everybody's starting over, starting fresh. Kiki says she don't know about starting fresh with Tiffany though. We gonna cause Mel brings up her high tea party where she's gonna have the conversation specialist, communication specialist, or whatever, come and help them, with a little bit of conversation etiquette, and friendship etiquette, all of that. And so Kiki, she's excited to go. Everybody gonna be there. She don't know about Tiffany though. Jury's still out on Tiffany. She gonna let Tiffany cook. She don't know about Tiffany. Tiffany just stirring up an issue with her for no reason, and so Kiki don't understand. Anyway, the party was a success. They go sing happy birthday, Until next time. From what I've been seeing, in these comments, the Love and Marriage Huntsville fans are, and it ain't, let me not even say the Love and Marriage Huntsville fans, the mellow meters. Don't all jump me at once, they really They can't take any disagreeable comment towards Melody. They gonna bite your head off. They gonna bite your head off. But anyway, they were saying that that man didn't even show back. Like, he could have came back, and she gave him that option. Come back later and pick him up. And it's still her day, and she's like, come back later, pick him up. Now, why you couldn't have just waited to do this? You know, like, you didn't want the cameras around, which meant you didn't want it to be filmed, but you knew you were mic'd. You knew you were mic'd, so you knew it would have made you knew it wasn't going to the cutting room floor. And so if it really was about, protecting the children from any type of drama or whatever, then it could have waited. It could have waited till afterwards. It could have waited till after y'all sang happy birthday, and then you could have walked up to Martell like, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you coming and sharing the day with her. But I didn't really send an invite your way. Y'all could have had a conversation later in the car after he left or whatever. But fell right into his hands and got your ass, but got y'all yelling and arguing in the vestibule. Anyway, I'm gone. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.